Okay, so problem number 23, I'm going to switch to number 23 from chapter 4 now. Again, let me just read through this. It says, look again at the financial forecast for growth tech given in table 4.4. This time, assume you know the opportunity cost of capital is 12%. And this, again, is using that link between the stock price and the earnings per share, which, again, is back on, as we flip back over here, it's on page 92, 93, and we also use page 97 for this, okay? So the model for this, if you guys can hopefully read my writing, okay? The model, as you can see that I went through and did this, I'm thinking about scanning this up so you guys have it. I think that would be the easiest way. Anyway, long story short, to keep things, and I have to speak very fast because it stops at 10 minutes. Basically, let's go back to this, and this would be number 23. So it says calculate the value of the growth tech stock. All right. So in this case, basically what we're doing, I made a little timeline. All right. And this is going to be something actually very similar in the sense that this is basically the way that the free cash flow would look as well. Okay, so you have the horizon value, which is P3, discounted at, in this case, oh, this is something different actually, I shouldn't say that. But in any case, let's look at this. We've got, I wrote down the formula here, okay? So in A, it says, value the stock. Well, the first thing I do is I draw the timeline, right? So from years 1 through 3 and then years 4, right? In year 3, actually what we have taking place is from year 3 on, it grows at 8%, the dividends. So therefore, we're going to use that horizon style model, okay, or value, where we've got dividend 4, okay, which is the constant growth perpetuity, and the discount rate minus the growth rate of the dividends. And that should give us about 1.24 per share over 12% minus a growth rate of 0.08, because basically in year 4, between year 3 and year 4, that's where it starts to level out and thereafter, okay? So I end up with a price at the horizon price at which I discount back, right? And that's all right here. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Not zoom in. So this would be, hoping you guys can see this. This would be, so you see I've got, let's see, 50 cents, and I'm using the table 4.4, I believe is what it said, of 50-cent dividend over 1.12 to the first, 60 cents over 1.12. I've got the calculations in there, okay, which look, I can show you there, and I'll show you in the class. In fact, I won't scan them, but I'll pass these out. I'll pass out a copy of my solutions, okay? And I've also got solutions for the other ones as we work through them, my own personal solutions versus the book or any purchased ones. The one from the text, such as that was the other thing I was going to mention, in number 26, was way off. Let me just flip back here real quick, and I'll come right back to this. The one thing I wanted to mention was that it is very important, just as you take the dividends in number 26, to choose the free cash flow where it starts to level out in year 9. But you discount it back to point, basically at point year 8, okay? And that will give you the horizon model, which is an equal sign right here. Okay? Not a very good pen there. Here, let's do that. All right. Okay. So, and they actually did it wrong in the solution. So don't, and then I went and looked at the paid solutions. They are not correct as well. Okay. If you guys do find one that's correct, let me know. They're really messed up. I'm going to let them know on this number 26. Okay. And this is again from chapter 4. Okay. Let me get right back to where we're at. So we're evaluating the number 23, the discount cash flow model, and then using PVGO, the present value of the growth opportunities. And if we look through, I know you can't see that, but basically the link between the stock price and earnings per share is the present value of all future growth, net present value of all future growth opportunities. Okay. So let me get back to this. It is worth reading because this is a new style of analysis. So let me zoom out. There we go. Okay. So in A, it says value it. All right. And I noticed that quite a few people got this. Okay. So the valuation, which I did, and I ended up with about, what is that? 23.80. Okay. And that would have been valuated. Notice I added everything together here, the first 3 years, and then the fourth, which is the basically the horizon model, where I take that year 4 dividend and I use that constant growth rate. Okay. And then once I get that, all right, I'm going to discount it back in. So it's $31, just this component, and then discounting it leads to about $22.06. All right. So once you add everything together here, which should be about $23.80 and $23.80. Okay, rounding up, $23.81. All right. Now the next one says, what's the discounted value of the present value of P3, right? And that's basically once it goes constant or uses the horizon value reflected basically of all value after year 3, okay? During and after year 3. So let me look at the question again. It says, what part of the value reflects the discounted value of P3, the price forecast for year 3? Okay. So again, looking at this, I'm having to split this up into intervals here. Once we discount this, this again is just that constant growth perpetuity formula, okay, which is the price at the horizon, or the present value of the horizon, which is the price of stock at year 3. And it's reflective of that constant growth, okay, of all future dividends growing at 8% in year 4 and beyond, okay? So once we do that, and then this is a different way of expressing it, we discount it at using 12%, okay? At the 3rd year, remember we're looking from the 3rd year out, we're going to get roughly around 22.06519 or $22.07 per share. Okay, that's that one. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so back to number 23. In number 23, it also says what part, and I'm focused on this. I know you can't see that, but it says what. Let's see if you can get it to a certain point here. What part of P3, or the price of the stock at year 3, reflects the present value of growth opportunities after year 3? Okay. So this is when we're starting to get into the growth tech and the decline that takes place in year 4. This can almost be combined with part D. Okay, suppose the competition will catch up in year 4 so that it can earn only the cost of capital on any investments made in year 4 subsequently. So that means, what does that mean about growth? It basically means that growth is going to come to a standstill. So looking again at this problem, as we look at year 3, and I am looking at my notes here. In 23, what you want to do is you want to borrow from page 97, okay, where it talks about competition coming up. And actually what happens is there's no growth, no PVGO, no present value future growth opportunities. Why? Because basically the ROE goes down, earnings per share go down, payout goes up, which begins to show in year 3 and year 4. All right. So this is the formula that you're going to use in year 3. You're going to solve for the price in year 3 of the stock using the earnings per share of the basically year 4 in PVGO, okay, back here. And this would be of any future present value of growth. And since they're only earning the cost, right, that just means that PVGO, basically that they're only earning, in other words, let me step back here for a second.